Can you imagine a time when a single flower bulb was worth more than a house? No, this isn't a fairy tale. This is the incredible true story of Tulip Mania, the world's first recorded economic bubble, which took place in the Netherlands nearly 400 years ago. In the early 17th century, the Dutch Republic was at the height of its golden age. It was a global trading powerhouse, flush with cash, and a burgeoning middle class, eager to show off their new wealth, and what became the ultimate status symbol. Not gold, not jewels, but a new exotic flower from the East, the tulip. When tulips first arrived in Europe from the Ottoman Empire, they were an instant sensation. Their vibrant colors and elegant shape were unlike anything Europeans had ever seen. But certain tulips were more prized than others. These were the so-called broken tulips, which had stunning flame-like patterns on their petals. What people didn't know at the time was that this beautiful effect was actually caused by a virus that infected the bulb. This unpredictability made them incredibly rare and, therefore, incredibly desirable. Soon, everyone wanted a piece of the action. Tulips weren't just for gardeners anymore. They became a speculative asset. People from all walks of life, merchants, artisans, even chimney sweeps and maids, started pouring their life savings into the tulip market. Prices began to skyrocket. A single bulb of a rare variety, like the legendary Semper Augustus, could be traded for a grand estate, a fleet of ships, or an entire lifetime's salary. To put it in perspective, at the peak of the mania, one bulb could fetch a price equivalent to tens of thousands of dollars in today's money. The market became so frenzied that people weren't even trading actual flowers anymore. They were trading promissory notes for bulbs that were still in the ground, a practice we'd now call futures trading. Taverns in cities like Amsterdam and Harlem turned into makeshift stock exchanges where fortunes were made and lost over a glass of beer. The collective belief was simple: prices would only go up. Everyone thought they could get rich quick by buying a bulb and selling it to an even greater fool. This is what economists now call irrational exuberance. The value was no longer tied to the flower itself, but to the belief that someone else would pay more for it tomorrow. Then, in the cold winter of 1637, the music stopped. It started with a failed auction in Harlem. Suddenly, the confidence that had propped up the entire market evaporated. People realized that these were, after all, just flowers. Panic set in. Everyone rushed to sell, but there were no buyers. Prices crashed by over 90%, almost overnight. Fortunes were wiped out. People who had sold their homes and businesses to invest in bulbs were left with nothing but worthless promissory notes and a handful of flowers. The bubble had burst. The collapse sent shockwaves through the Dutch economy. While historians debate the full extent of the damage, the psychological impact was profound. It shattered trust and left a deep scar on the nation's psyche. Tulip Mania became a powerful cautionary tale, a lesson passed down through generations about the dangers of herd mentality, speculation, and greed. So why do we still talk about it today? Because the story of Tulip Mania is more relevant than ever. It provides a blueprint for nearly every financial bubble that has followed, from the South Sea bubble in the 18th century to the dot-com bust of the 2000s, and even the recent crazes in cryptocurrencies and meme stocks. It reveals a fundamental, and sometimes dangerous, aspect of human psychology, our capacity for collective delusion when faced with the promise of easy money. It teaches us that when an asset's price detaches from its intrinsic value and is driven purely by speculation, a crash is not a matter of if, but when. The story of the flower that broke Holland is a timeless reminder to be critical, to question the crowd, and to remember that what goes up, especially when it goes up that fast, can come down even faster. If you're as fascinated by history as we are, and want to be part of creating content like this, our channel is looking for volunteers. We need help with research, writing, and editing. If you'd like to join our team, check out the About page on our channel for all the details. Thank you for watching. Forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do. Miss our next dive into the moments that shaped our world.